Howdy everybody, Efour here, and welcome back to the channel for Season 5, Episode 3 of our FIFA 22 Youth to Gold save. In the last episode, you guys saw me finally get asked to be the United States manager, and we accepted. We had our first 2 games of international friendlies off camera. I'm not going to show them to you guys yet, but we did pretty well in them, so I'll update you on what happened in those. But today we're going to be taking on 2 teams near the bottom of the table with us, trying to show you guys us getting our feet under us and starting to get some momentum in the Premier League. So let's go hop into those games. You guys were last with me at the beginning of this month. We took on West Ham and we beat them 2-1. We had 2 goals from Baker. One was a steal that he had, ran in and scored. The other one was a cross from Olafsson out on the right wing. Baker got up and headed it home. Now West Ham did score in the 72nd minute to put a little bit of pressure on us, but we held strong, played great defense, and got out with the win. We then took on Scotland in our first game as manager of the United States, and we won that one comfortably 2-0. I'm going to flash up on the screen the team we were using, including the bench, so you guys can kind of get an idea of what we're rocking with. I moved Yunus Musah out to the left wing and Christian Pulisic to the right wing so that they could be cutting in on dominant foots. Pulisic is right-footed, but he has 4-star weak foot. Yunus Musah only has 3-star work foot. Now in this game, Yunus Musah got on the score sheet along with Matthew Hoppe. We brought Matthew Hoppe in as a sub up top. Both assists came from Giovanni Reyna playing in that number 10 role. He's done a phenomenal job in these 2 games. Really excited. I think he has cemented his spot as that center attacking mid. We then took on Greece and we won that one 5-0. We had a goal from Timothy Weah, which was assisted by Giovanni Reyna. We then had a corner goal scored by Weston McKennie, with the corner being delivered from Christian Pulisic. Matthew Hoppe got on the score sheet yet again, this time played in by Brendan Aronson. Sean Dyche made a cutting run in, again assisted by Brendan Aronson. And towards the end of the match, De La Fuente on the right wing got an interception, dribbled all the way in. He is really fun to use, and I ripped one into the opposite top corner, curling it around the keeper to get us a win at 5-0. Our first 2 matches as manager of the United States went amazing. Greece is not a great team. Scotland isn't terrible. In real life, they're maybe around where the United States is, so it felt great to get 2 wins under our belt to start out as manager of the United States. And we also started the month off with a win against West Ham. So 3 out of 3 wins for us as manager this month, looking so good. I didn't show you the West Ham game because I wasn't sure if we would win, and like I said, Watford and Burnley are right down there at the bottom with us, and it looks like we're going to be struggling in a relegation battle this season unless we start to really turn it around. The West Ham game, the team played wonderfully, and it felt a lot better, so I'm hoping that we can start to maybe push for mid-table and kind of cement our spot there, but we're going to see how we match up against 2 other teams kind of in the similar boat that we are in the Premier League, fighting to stay up. So let's go hop into that Watford game after we take a look at the league table. That win against West Ham sees us move 1 position behind them in 12th. They currently sit in 11th. We are on 10 points, and we are 4 points out of the European positions. The top of the table is Manchester United still, with Liverpool, Everton, Manchester City chasing. And down the table in 18th, the first relegation spot is Crystal Palace with 5 points. So again, we are still closer to Europe than we are to relegation, which is a great spot to be in. We've played 7 matches and we have 10 points. I know I mentioned it in the last episode. If we can average 1 point per game played, we should be able to stay up in the Premier League. And like I said, stealing some points off of bigger teams. We've done it against Chelsea. We got 1 point against Leicester, and now we've got 3 points against West Ham as well. Looking good. Today, we're going to be taking on Watford. They currently sit in 19th position on 2 points. I'm hoping that it will be a comfortable win. But we've seen this story before where we take on a bad team and they shock us and get some points against us. They're still a Premier League team. They're still going to be challenging. So let's go hop into that game. This is the team we're taking into the game against Watford. Smith in goal, a back four of Ojeda, Bishop, Lundberg, and Taylor. A midfield pairing of Patino and Nelson. Schaefer, Carlson, and Olafsson are the attacking 3 behind Baker. On the bench, we have Mohamed, Jonassen, Bialba, Wilson, Nilsson, Graham, and Kamara. I know I've mentioned maybe moving Graham back into the starting lineup on that right wing, but Olafsson honestly has been doing a good job, and he is only 17. He's going to get faster. His acceleration and sprint speed are already increasing, and I want to keep him in the games. His dribbling is phenomenal. I really think we have a great player on our hands here, so I want to keep him starting. try and get that development into him. The team is continually developing. Nelson is now up to a 76 at 17, starting in the Premier League. Such a well-balanced player. He is a monster. Patino has been playing well as well, and Bishop in that international break for the United States played beautifully. He really is a superstar in our team and also in the United States team. Just the way he can control the ball, get into great defensive positioning with his defensive awareness being an 84 overall, and then his ability to pass out of the defense and kind of be the facilitator from defense, moving it up the pitch is amazing. I love using him. But enough about that. Let's go hop into this game against Watford and try and pile on their misery and get 3 more points. And here we go. Now, a couple people that were missing from the United States national team was Hunter Graham out on the right wing, Frank Baker, and Mike Nelson. I am honestly going to be moving them into the international setup sooner rather than later. Really, specifically Mike Nelson. The United States, go Carlson. Let's go. We're up 1-0 already on a goal from Carlson. It was a great pass from defense to offense to get it into Carlson. He plays it into Baker, and Baker plays it right back. He gets past the challenge and slots it to put us up 1-0. As I was saying before, the United States setup only has, I think it's 3 center mids. Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, and actually the other 2 that played center mid for me are technically center attacking mids, Brendan Aronson and Ferreira. So we need to get some more center mids in, and Mike Nelson's going to fill that spot beautifully. But Watford have had a chance on our goal. Smith is equal to it, saves it, and it goes out for a corner. And here we go. Defending. The boys have really been playing well. It seems like the standard for our seasons. We have some early season wobbles, start to get our feet under us, and we start to turn it around, and it seems like that is happening yet again. It goes out for a throw-in. Another big development is Frank Baker. He has 89 acceleration now and 93 pace. He is wicked fast. Really excited about that. And go Patino. Doesn't get the pass through from Carlson, but Carlson intercepts that and doesn't get the pass through again. I should have played it back into Mike Nelson rather than trying to force it through. Hayda is back. Going to hit that into Schaefer. Giving this into Carlson. Schaefer's making a run, and we're going to give it back to him. Oh, never mind. We're going into Frank Baker. And Baker's going to rip that. Doesn't get it off. And he holds the defender off comfortably. Strong-bodied. Gets the ball back and scores to put us up 2-0. Great play here from Frank Baker. He tries to rip it and just plays strong, gets the defender off his back, collects, has time to turn and shoot, and we are looking good. Watford are moving into our half yet again. And another thing I forgot about Frank Baker is he currently sits 4th on the scoring charts in the Premier League with 5 goals. Now he just added another, or did he get our first one? Or was that? No, that was Carlson. Sorry, I couldn't quite remember. And this is dangerous. Oh, we couldn't get it out. It bobbles around in our penalty area. They jump on it and slot it home to get one back. It is now 2-1. That was just poor defense from the boys. Couldn't quite clear it away. Lundberg tried with the header. It fell to Bishop. He tried to get it out. It fell to Mike Nelson, and he had it taken off him. Chotard, I guess is how you say that guy's name who scored. Interesting name. I'm not quite familiar with who that is, so I don't know what nationality it is in order to pronounce it a little bit better, but they get a goal back. They're in our half yet again, and you guys know that here at Efour United, we like giving the opposition some hope with late goals, so we're going to try and refrain from letting that happen. It's not even a late goal, I guess. It's an early goal. But we've been the better team thus far, I would say. We need to keep having our way, getting into great attacking positions like this. We just have so much pace. It is actually insane. And Baker, I wanted to pass it into Carlson, but the defender stepped up nicely and go into Mike Nelson. And we're going to rip that. Goes off the defender, out for Patino. We'll go over to Schaefer. And we do get there. We're going into Carlson here. And he's going to turn. And, oh, he can't get there. Baker stops his run. And we are unable to capitalize on the good attacking play. They're hitting us immediately. I have Ojeda back trying to play some defense. Schaefer steps up. And they keep possession as we approach halftime. Mike Nelson playing some defense. He really, in the game against West Ham, played wonderfully. He is a joy to use. Quickly becoming one of my favorite players. You guys know how I get about my midfield players. Oh, no. Oh, I read the pass wrong. They slot it in. Pretty sure I pulled Lundberg out of position. It is now 2-2. Right here, no, it's Harry Bishop. I pulled him too far over. They slotted in easily for a tap in, and we are all tied up. There's the halftime whistle. We looked so dominant early on. We let them get back into the game. It's essentially 0-0. We got to get into this second half and try and get some separation. We have Taylor running all the way in himself. He's just going to cross it back post for Crespo. Crespo isn't quite there. Mike Nelson gets the ball on the drop, and he turns, plays. I wanted to place Schaefer in. It's offsides, and what a bummer. We really have been the better team this game. I think, he's offsides by literal foot, but I think we have for sure been the better team, and we can get out here with a win. We just got to make it happen. And here we go. We got Schaefer down the wing. We also have an advantage because they just took out Crespo. And I'm going to just take it with Schaefer. And no, he doesn't. Hit him with the knockout punches, Schaefer. What a goal. He cuts in. I don't really like my options, so I figure let's just try it. He loops it up and over the keeper. World-class strike from Schaefer. Let's watch that from this angle. I mean, that is beautiful. It goes into the net, and we are up 3-2. Like I said before, we've looked like the better team, but we have to play sound defense, keep Watford out of our goal. And Crespo gets a foot in there. We were in a dangerous position. We're going to send this down to Baker. He is fast enough, and he could even play Carlson back in if he would like, and he would like. And it's behind him. It doesn't come off. I should have probably just taken the shot with Baker. And here's Carlson. He's fast enough to get around that guy, but the positioning is off. So we're going to send it to Crespo, into Baker here. Get it into Mike Nelson, and we're going to rip that. Easily saved by the keeper. Bishop wins that beautifully going into Olofsson here. I had Schaefer back post for an early cross, and I missed it. Didn't quite get there. We're going to take this all the way through with Olofsson, and can he? He cannot, but his dribbling like that in those tight positions is very, very nice. So we are bringing on 3 substitutes. Cameron Wilson at the center attacking mid. Nilsson out on the left for Schaefer, and Villalba comes in for Crespo. Once again, trying to get game time into these 3. They're still developing. Everyone else on our bench, minus Kamara, is done developing. So I want to focus on these 3, try and get that game time into them. I'm keeping Mike Nelson on, even though he's a little tired because he's younger than Carlson. Carlson already is a superstar. Even if he was done developing, Carlson is phenomenal. So I want to continue to develop Nelson, get him the game time. Same with Olofsson out here on the right wing. So let's get back into this game, try and get another goal to get a little bit of cushion, and get out of here with a win. They're in our half here. We're in the danger zone, getting into the late stages of this game. Going to try and get past everyone, get it up and over for Taylor, and he does keep it in. Wow, and he's going to just run. He's quick enough too. We're getting it into Olofsson. Let's go, Olofsson. This is your chance for something great. Get it back post. Villalba couldn't get separation. Doesn't come off, but we win that. Get it into Villalba, and he shoots it directly at the keeper. It almost came off for him. Man. I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the substitutions, when I showed you that, Nilsson is now up to a 75. So another one where He's probably getting close to the end of his development because he's not getting the game time. But a 75 backup on this team is very good for us. So we will take that. If that's the cap that we get most of our backups to, I will 100% take that. Not anything crazy. I would love to get maybe some more backups higher, but 75 overall backup is not anything to scoff at. Baker tries a cheeky pass there. Doesn't come off. We'll get this into Nilsson. We'll go back across to Villalba, and he is going to head that into an open net. Beautiful team goal. And let's do a chest bump. No, we're going to tackle him right on the ground. What a goal. We're up 4-2. Baker plays it in to Cameron Wilson, who plays it into Nilsson, chips it across. I see the run from Villalba. He almost hits it right at the keeper again, but this time he gets his goal. And what a game from Efour United. And there we have it, the final whistle, Efour United 4, Watford 2. That win sees us move up into 7th position, now 1 point outside of the European places. If we can get into Europe this season, that would be a huge accomplishment. I'm not expecting it, but now that we've hit that stride that we always do every season, we are looking really good. We almost let Watford back into that game, and I guess we did let them back into the game, but we bounced back. We got 2 more goals to put them away. Now we got to go and we take on Burnley. They are all the way down here, just outside the relegation spot in 17th position. So let's go try and snag 3 more points from them and hopefully move into a European spot. For the game against Burnley, we have Smith in goal, back for Vojeda, Bishop, Lundberg, and Taylor. Midfield pairing of Patino and Nelson, Schaefer, Carlson, and Olafsson, the attacking 3 in behind Baker. On the bench, we have Mohamed, Jonasson, Villalba, Wilson, Nilsson, Graham, and Kamara. Same team as last game. The boys are doing great. Like I mentioned, Nilsson is now up to a 75. Villalba has gone up to a 73. I'm hoping both of them continue to develop, and Kamara as well as he gets game time. His game time is going to be limited, but hopefully they can develop and maybe get to that 75 mark like I was saying. If they can get to high 70s, even better. Villalba and Kamara both have showing great potential. Nilsson doesn't have anything, so I would imagine sooner rather than later we will see his development stop. But the boys in the first team are all developing beautifully. So let's go hop into this game against Burnley, get even further up this table hopefully, and come out with a win. Maybe. We've seen this before. Like I mentioned before last game, we get into a great run of form and then some team just shocks us and steals a win from us and dominates us. So let's go get into this game against Burnley, keep our wits about us, and try and get 3 points. And here we go. Now, in the pregame intro, they were showing off Frank Baker, saying that he has 6 goals and the competition record is 32. I'm not sure he's going to be breaking that this season, but what a story that would be. Coming all the way, I think we got him in EFL League 1 is when we signed him. That would be a huge story for our boy Frank Baker. Cut in on Schaefer, and he still has it. Beautiful. And Olafsson here, we're going to... Oh, ref. They dive in, and it's a red in the first 10 minutes of the game. Ronaldo Essler, is sent off. It was a wild challenge. Olafsson, fortunately, is not injured, but they are down to 10 men. Now we have this free kick. I want someone left-footed taking it, and I am looking at my boy Olafsson. Can he be a hero and do something crazy for us? Let's see. And we're going to send it right here. Get it up and over Olafsson. And he does it! Oh my goodness. He jumps over the flag or kicks it down. What a goal from Olafsson. He just steps up, bends it up and over the wall into that top right corner. The faith to stick with Olafsson pays off, and it looks like he could potentially be our right side of the field free kick taker. It wasn't perfect in the corner, but it was great shot just out of the reach of that goalkeeper. Great win there from Carlson. The defender, the opposition player, was just kind of tooting around with it. And we're going to cut in with Olafsson and rip it into the opposite corner. He puts it in, and let's go. Hit him with the worm. Or run all the way over there to the fans. Either way, I don't care, but we are up 2-0. Burnley's player is dispossessed by Carlson. He takes it all the way in himself, cuts inside, and just smashes it across the goalkeeper. It feels like we are definitely better than this Burnley team, which is a great feeling because at the beginning of this season, I was nervous that we were going to be relegated. Great goal from our boy Carlson. Playing this into Olofsson from Mike Nelson. I tried to go into Baker. They cut it out, and our attack is thwarted yet again, but we have been all over this Burnley side. They are struggling. I mean, and I got to remember, we are up a man against them. Great move there from Ian Taylor. He's another one that has potential to be special. And another one that was not in the... Get it over to Baker. Oh, he's another one that was not in the United States setup, which is shocking to me. So we are going to rectify that for sure at our first opportunity to get him into that team. Olofsson is knocked off the ball there. I thought he could maybe dribble in and out and around, but our attack dies there. Burnley is trying to get something started, moving into our half. Again, they are down to 10 men, so they're going to be struggling. They send that out of bounds. Mike Nelson, at 17 years old, is just a monster. Getting that into Patino. The goalkeeper does get up to save it. Trying to run in with Carlson. Can't quite get there. Going out here to Baker, and we are going to try and get someone in. We got Patino here. Tried to rip it. It doesn't get there. Schaefer was all the way on the right side of our offense for some reason. I was trying to find him to play it in, but we can't. Now Burnley is trying yet again to move into our half, and they pass it to Ojeda. He cuts it out, and we are running with Charlie Patino, passing it into Mike Nelson, and he is dispossessed, and our attack is thwarted there. Olofsson here running in. He's not quite quick enough, but we're going to try and cut in, and I really want to get him another goal, and I'm probably forcing it a little too much. He's dispossessed, and Mike Nelson's header is cut out by Burnley opposition. They're now again trying to move in, but being down to 10 men has been making this very difficult for them. They have a great attack here, and they shoot it. Smith dives for the save. Burnley's corner to follow the save from Smith. It goes interesting position. We get a foot in, and that should be halftime, and it is. We are up 2-0. Wonderful first half goal from Olofsson. Now we just need to secure this win in the second half. I'll see you guys in a sec. Burnley is in our penalty area. They try and just go straight through Bishop, and he is not having it. Charlie Patino plays around there. We're going down the wing to Olofsson. Make the run. Get there, Olofsson. He does get a foot to it, but they retain possession. Olofsson gets it back from Mike Nelson. Going back into Mike Nelson. Over to Patino. And I really want Olofsson here, and we're going to try and whip that into the opposite corner. What a shot. Comes off the post, and Burnley handle it. Here Burnley are yet again trying to move in. Bishop gets a foot in, and it is out for their throw. So we are making 3 subs. Villalba comes in for Patino. Wilson comes in for Nelson. He's been playing some in this center mid spot. We are up. They're down to 10 men. I'm pretty confident that he can do a job defensively there for us. And Nilsson comes in on the right wing for Olofsson just to get these guys that game time we were talking about. So let's finish out this game. And here is their throw. Trying to play some good defense. I've said it before. I'll say it again. We have lost to 10 men in the past. And there's their first goal to equalize. They just get the throw in. Play it into Weghorst, who makes a little run, and he has a great shot. Opposite corner. Smith can't get there, and they get a goal back. We got to finish this game strong. And Schaefer's making a run. Gets around the defenseman early, and makes another good cut. But the second defender is there to get him off the ball. And we get the ball with Cameron Wilson. Playing it into Nilsson here. We'll go into Baker, and he's going to turn and play Nilsson in, and he tries to go through the defender. I was kind of hoping he would drop it off a bit. He doesn't, and we lose the ball again. It looks like that goal has invigorated Burnley just a tad. They're pushing and fighting hard. I'm sure that they would like to stay in the Premier League just like we would. So they are going to be striving to stay out of the relegation spots that they sit just above currently. We're making a run down the wing with Nilsson. He is not one of our pacier players, and we're going to cut in with him. Get it to no one. I was trying to go to Schaefer. Maybe I should have just played it a little slower. Bishop steps in, but he is played around. We have Ian Taylor chasing back, falls to Bishop from Ian Taylor's little distraction there. We got Villalba making a run, and I tried to go to Schaefer, and Baker makes a crazy move. Villalba's there. He has his shot saved yet again. This man loves shooting it right at the keeper. Nilsson's trying to pressure them, win the ball back early, but they get out of our press. Now they move into our half here. They were dangerous on the last attack, and I step out with Lundberg. They have numbers. They get it up and around Smith, and man, we have let a 10-man Burnley come back. We still have time to get a goal, but that is frustrating. Hugely disappointing. They played around. I pulled Lundberg out by taking a step, which was just not wise of me, and they loop it up over Smith. Great play from Burnley, and we are all tied up. Here is the ensuing kickoff. We're going to try and get Schaefer into another great attacking position. Every time I try and show you guys his attacking runs, I end up losing the ball immediately. Great play there from Ojeda. Come on, Schaefer, get there. Be stronger. He doesn't win it off. It looks like we may end this one in a draw after Burnley going down to 10 men in the first 10 minutes, and they get a great ball in. Smith saves it. If he would have let that in, I would have been hugely disappointed. And here is their corner. At this point, we are playing for a draw. Let's get out of here. Ojeda wins the ball there, and we're going to run as fast as we can. Go down to Baker. Come on. Give us the time, ref. Give us the time. We can do this. Get it over to... I wanted it to go to Carlson, and that's going to be the end of the game. We dropped points. We had the 3 points. We let Burnley get back into it with 10 men. We end up losing. Maybe the move to bring Cameron Wilson on in the center of the park wasn't a great move. He doesn't offer as much defensive security as Nelson. But you live and you learn. Failure is the best education. Now let's go see where that leaves us in the league table before we get into those scouting reports. That draw moves us into 7th position on 14 points, equal with Liverpool, only behind on goal differential. Our defense has not been too great this year, letting in 15 goals, and that, compared to the top of the table, it's definitely the worst compared to the top of the table, and it is not the worst in the league, but about a mid-table defense. But our offense has 15 goals scored, and which is about a mid-table offense as well. So if we start regressing to the mean based on how our offense and defense are doing, we would end up being in the middle of the table. But I'm super happy having 14 points on the board already with 9 games played, sitting in 7th position in the Premier League. In that last game, it was a beautiful goal from Olafsson, getting that up and over the wall. We are 8 points behind Manchester United, who are in first. Again, not expecting a title push, but the boys have really turned this season around. Hoping we can continue that momentum. We have 1 game to play off camera in between now and the scouting reports. That's a game against Southampton in the Carabao Cup. They currently sit in 15th in the Premier League. We're going to be taking a team of mostly second stringers. We're going to have a kind of rotated squad. When we do that, I'll take a screenshot of it so I can show you guys when I recap what you guys have missed. So let me go play that game off camera, and I'll get back for the scouting reports. So the only game you guys missed off camera was this game against Southampton in the Carabao Cup. Southampton scored first in the game in the 52nd minute, but in the ensuing kickoff immediately after, Carlson dribbled in, got a goal to tie it 1-1. Now the game ended 1-1, so we immediately went into a penalty shootout. And in that penalty shootout, Smith, our goalkeeper, had 3 saves to see us win. It was a great game, and hopefully one day you guys will get to see one of these penalty shootouts. I think a couple episodes ago, Smith had another penalty shootout in which he actually saved us the game again. So he's now done it twice this season. It was a huge, huge game from our goalkeeper. Super happy with him, and I hope his development continues to go well. Hinga-dinka-dargan, it's time for our favorite time of the month, the scouting reports. Another quick look through our youth academy. We have a couple guys who are on the fringe of the first team, and I think what I may start doing, honestly, guys, is, and I don't know if this is a good idea, but I'm thinking about selling some of our reserves who are on the bench, guys like Logan Wilson, Menendez, Bennett, and just calling these guys up and using them. They're going to develop, so it's worth it, in my opinion, to just bring them up and start using them. Yes, they are not as good. They're definitely below those guys, but they're going to develop. The other guys we have in the reserves are done developing. We'll have to wait and see. I know I speculate about a lot of this stuff, but we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. But we have a lot of good guys. Ian Kerr, Lundqvist, Collins, Sands, and James specifically. Those are the ones that I'm really, really excited about. Now let's go check out the scouting reports. Another one bites the dust. No prospects on any of our scouting reports, so we got to wait until next month. We now have to have our final squad for the United States done, so I'm going to go through, and as I go through, I'll let you know who I'm switching out and what I'm thinking. First and foremost, we're going to be removing John Brooks. He's done a great job for the United States national team. He's been a long-time player. I remember back in the 2014 World Cup, I think it was, when he headed home the winner against Ghana in the group stages. Super exciting stuff, but he's 32. His pace is 60 overall. We're going to be moving on from him. So we are going to switch out John Brooks with Frank Baker to start. We have a lot of strikers, but as I round out this squad, this is going to be my first move, and we'll balance it a little bit more as we go. We are going to be replacing Sam Vines with Ian Taylor. Ian Taylor has a 3-star weak foot, so he can't really play on the left side, but Sergino Dest can play on the left side if need be, and Ian Taylor's our boy, so we're going to call him up. Now we are going to be replacing Matt Turner. I looked at Busio. He's a great player, 80 overall, really could do a job for our team. I also looked at Ricardo Pepe, but his pace is only 72, and that's just not good enough. Not going to cut it. I want someone a little bit quicker. I've looked through all of these gentlemen as well. Josh Sargent, I thought about, but he just doesn't push the needle for me enough. And instead of Busio, we are going to go with our boy Mike Nelson. I love Mike Nelson. I know how he plays. He's amazing, so we are going to call in Mike Nelson. My last change is going to be removing Daryl Dike and bringing in Busio. Busio will give us a little bit more depth in the center of the park, which I think is going to be huge. And we already have 2 strikers, 2 left wingers, 2 right wingers, and I just don't see Daryl Dike's way into the squad. He did a decent job against specifically Greece, but he's a little bit slower, and I want more depth in the midfield. Busio is a great up-and-coming American player, so we're going to bring him in, say goodbye to Daryl Dike. This is just for our next international friendlies. We'll see how it goes. If we hate it, we can always switch back and keep adjusting the squad, but that is going to be our last switch. Now we're going to do a quick rundown of our positions and who our players are. We're going to start by listing the starter and then the backups in order. Up first is goalkeeper. We have Anthony Smith and Zach Steffen. We then have right back, starting with Ian Taylor and Reggie Cannon. Up next is left back. We're going to have Des play over there with Anthony Robinson backing him up. At starting center back, we have Harry Bishop and Miles Robinson, Chris Richards, and Cameron Carter-Vickers back them up. In the center mid positions, we have Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Brendan Aronson, Busio, and Mike Nelson. At center attacking mid, we have Giovanni Reyna and Jesus Ferreira. On the left wing, we'll be starting Yunus Musa, backed up by Timothy Weah. On the right wing, we have Christian Pulisic, backed up by Conrad De La Fuente. And up top, we're going to be starting our boy, Frank Baker, backed up by Matthew Hoppy. So that is the look at the national team. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm having a blast using this team and really excited to continue to develop them. I did look through the national pool, and in the first 20 pages of players that we can look at, every single one of them except 2 are our players that are regens. So it's going to be an uphill battle depending on how long this save takes and how long it takes for us to get into a World Cup. The one bummer about FIFA 22 is that you can't really qualify for a World Cup. It's kind of luck of the draw if your national team gets pulled in. We're in the 2026 season, which is a World Cup year, and it doesn't look like the United States are in. Maybe as we tick over into the new year or get closer to the end of the season, we will end up being in, but I'm going to be playing a lot of these international friendlies trying to win them. I have no idea if that boosts your chance of getting into the World Cup, but we're going to have to wait and see. Unfortunately, that might put a nail in the coffin for our idea of winning the World Cup before it even starts, but I'm hoping along the way we will get into a World Cup and I can show you guys that. But again, this is the team that we are using in the next international break. So because Dest is injured, it won't let us take him in, so we're going to replace him with Joe Scaly, 22-year-old player for the United States, has a lot of pace, looks pretty good. Unfortunately, there's not any good right backs that have good weak foot, and there's not really any good left backs. So we're going to go with Joe Scaly, and we'll just have to make it work. 3-star weak foot isn't terrible, but it's not great, but we're going to have to roll with it. If you have enjoyed that, leave a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn that bell on so you see when these videos come out. They come out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 p.m. and I'm streaming over on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday from 4 to 7. This week, unfortunately, I haven't been able to stream. My wife and I are in charge of watching my siblings while my mom is out of town, so streaming has been a little hit or miss. I will get back to a more normalized schedule over there, so come hang out and be a part of the Crucible community. This month we managed 6 games, we won 5, drew 1. The boys are really starting to turn it around. This team is starting to gain momentum and climb up that Premier League table. If we could qualify for Europe in the first season, that would be amazing. Even if we just get into the Europa League, I don't know if this has the Europa Conference League yet or not, or if that will be in next year's version of the game, but the team is looking amazing. Carlson's gone up to an 82, Baker's up to a 78, Olafson's already up to a 74, Nelson's up to a 76, Patino's developed. Literally almost every single player from the beginning of this episode to the end has gone up 1 overall. I am enjoying this team's journey through the Crucible. Until next time, Efour out.